a Cub Foods right near my house, and I want to go into the store and show you in the packaged aisle what some of the healthiest options are and what I usually buy and what I have as a staple at my house. Ideally, you're eating everything from the produce section. You're getting your protein from animal sources or vegetarian sources, or you're eating all your fruits and veggies and you're eating whole grains. Like, this is ideal, but we're all human. We want fun foods. So I'm going to go down the aisles and I'm going to make a video and hope nobody thinks I'm crazy talking to myself in Cub Foods. And so, like I said, this is a Cub Foods, but I'm sure many of the products you'll be able to find at your local grocery store, because I'll try not to pick things that are specific to this store. I'll find things that are general brands that are in a lot of other stores. So let's go in and do it. Now that we're in the store, I just wanted to mention that you're probably going to notice a theme with a lot of the foods I choose. If I'm choosing something that is packaged, I choose something that has very few ingredients, low sugar content, not fake sugar, not zero sugar, not low fat, but things that have real ingredients, and that if it's a protein bar, that there's actually, you know, double digits worth of protein and then single digits worth of sugar. Or if it's an ice cream that I like, it's usually something that has whole ingredients or very few ingredients, but you'll see as I go through, that's sort of the gist of what I end up choosing. So the big debate, peanut butter or almond butter, and I always say to do almond butter because they're very similar, but when you're doing almond butter, you're actually getting healthier fats, you're getting more nutrition for the same type of product. Same thing with like olive oil versus coconut oil. It does the same thing, but you're actually getting more benefits, more healthy fats. So if you're going to buy a peanut butter, I think the healthiest one is actually Smucker's. Does an amazing job. I'm trying to find it right now. With this peanut butter, it says natural, so just because it says natural, you can't always guarantee that it's going to be great for you. So don't just go straight for the organic brands. But what I love about this one is that on the ingredients, it's just peanuts. And there's 1 gram of sugar, but that's naturally occurring from the peanuts themselves. So Smucker's peanut butter, if you want to do that. If you want to do an almond butter, I really like Justin's. And if you're not sure if you like almond butter yet, Justin's actually does these little packets right below their actual almond butter. And so they have classic, they have chocolate and maple. So you could just buy one of these and try it to see if you actually like it. Now we're in the breakfast and like bar area. So what I always purchase when I come in the aisles is a big jug of oats. I don't buy the ones that have all this apple, cinnamon, maple, brown, whatever. I add my own honey, I add my own fruit, I add stevia, cinnamon, or some protein powder to make that really delicious. They do have organic brands and they do have gluten-free brands. Oats are naturally gluten-free. If you're super sensitive, you want to make sure that you get a product that isn't manufactured in a factory that had gluten products. So some people will tell you that. A good brand for that, I don't see any at the moment, but this Bob's Red Mill, they have a lot of good things in the baking aisle as well. So if you need flour or sugars, this is oat bran. They also have granola and what else, like flaxseed meal. That's a good brand for all of those baking needs and also breakfast needs. And I always choose this brand here. Most people think that they should just go for the organic brands. Just because something's organic doesn't necessarily mean that it's healthy for you. I love this brand because there's very few ingredients. You can read all of them, you can pronounce all of them, and there's 0 sugar. And when I am picking a dressing, I usually go for one that's oil-based and not cream-based. So, Brianna's, is that what it's called? Yeah, that's the dressing that I choose. When I buy pasta, I buy a quinoa brand. So it's naturally gluten-free. It's gonna be less inflammatory on your body, and it has pretty much the same texture as if you were to eat a wheat pasta. So if you have picky kids or a picky person in your family, go with a quinoa pasta. It's a healthier alternative, and it's one you can trick your family with the most. About snacks for a second. When I want something crunchy and salty, I will get Mary's Gone crackers. These are really yummy. They're a little bit more expensive than something like a Nut Thin, but these are really, really good too. I also, if you're like, I want like Goldfish or something salty and cheesy, I'll get these cheddar rice thins. So again, these are all naturally gluten-free. I do think, you know, eating a gluten-free diet that comes from foods that are naturally gluten-free is going to be healthier than just buying gluten-free chips and gluten-free cookies and things like that. So nut thins are great. Those rice thins are really good. Deciding on your budget and how much you're transitioning into your healthy diet. Triscuits are pretty decent as well. Other staples for crunchy snacks is I always have rice cakes. I get plain, no sugar added. You can do Quaker, or you can do another brand that you want. So those are good, topped with almond butter or hummus. If I want chips, if I want something salty and crunchy, I'll go for some blue chips. What I love about doing a tortilla chip is that it's mostly whole ingredients, and so it's made with whole foods, very few ingredients, and it satisfies that crunchy something. And they end up being a little less expensive than some of the fancier healthy chips like these. But these Good Eats are really good as well. Say you're craving something really sweet and you want cookies. This brand you need a quick protein source, you don't have time to cook up a bunch of chicken, I always go and get some of the seafood options, and usually it's these Starkist Tuna Creations. Let me show you here. These. And so the aisle I'm in right now is condiments, dressings, soup, potatoes, that's it. So they have a lot of different flavors. This one is a lemon pepper, but then they also have just plain flavors. So I'll show you this. And these I usually keep in my purse or at my office for those moments where I maybe didn't pack a meal or I'm starving and I need a little bit of something, because if I don't eat it soon, I'm gonna end up eating something that is not so healthy. So those are great to buy in the packaged aisles as well. If you have a dairy sensitivity but you want ice cream, so delicious. This is made with coconut milk. These taste amazing and you don't even know that they're dairy free. If you want like real ice cream, you don't want the dairy-free stuff, I always go for this brand. Super indulgent, but what I love about it is that you can read all the ingredients. Of course, it's gonna be a high sugar food, it's ice cream for goodness sakes, but at least you know what you're eating and it's not full of like craziness. Like, okay, Ben & Jerry's ingredients, that whole section of small words. This mint ice cream, just this little section here. So the less crap you put in your body, the easier it's going to be for it to metabolize it and digest it. My favorite bars to always have on hand are Kind bars. They have these chewy ones now, but usually they come in just the rectangular ones, and they are mostly nuts. So these are good, and sometimes they have chocolate on the bottom, and then I'll use that as like a fun little treat. So those are always good to have on hand. If I need really easy protein in the morning, I will buy this Applegate chicken sausage, turkey sausages, and you just microwave them really easily. I don't love the idea of a frozen meal, but if you are going to do a frozen meal, Amy's has mostly whole ingredients, not a ton of preservatives, and they all taste really good. For a bread option, I go to the freezer section and get some Ezekiel bread. If you're trying to drink more water or trying to cut off of soda, I always get a packet of or a box of LaCroix. I'm obsessed with these, and I may put some fruit in there just to make it extra delish. You could also get the flavored Perrier. I hope you found that little tour of the store really helpful. If you want to go on your own grocery store tour where I walk you through the entire store and we find all of the healthiest versions of your favorite foods, make sure and contact me below. If you're not interested but you want more free info like this, make sure you like the video and subscribe below as well. Thank you all so much.
I wanna hang with the greats, got a way to go, but it's